Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by the Rogue ST Woods and Irons from Callaway.
Hello, I'm Anna Jackson and welcome into your Golf Central update. Round 3 of the KPMG Women's PGA Championship, the third women's major of the year, and all eyes were on leader Gee Chun because she started today with a record 6-stroke 36-hole lead, so it was whether could she follow it up. Well, that lead is now down to 3 following her third round 75, 3 over par today. So she sits at 8 under, found a little bit of trouble on that back 9, so let's hear from our round 3 leader.
Gee, a challenging round today, your first over par round of the week, due in large part to that double bogey on 16. What was the biggest challenge at that 16th hole today?
It was really tough, but still I'm so proud. I hung in there, and then I made 2 pars after I had like double bogey. So really it was a little tough. I had a tough shot on third shot, from the third shot, and I got a big miss to the left. But I'm already looking forward to tomorrow, so I don't want to think about anymore about the 16th. Yeah.
We talked yesterday, given the large lead that you had, that you really felt like it was going to be me against me, as you called it, competing against yourself and against the golf course. How well do you feel like you handled that challenge today?
To be honest, always some like up and down inside my mind, but I trying to don't think about any bad thing. I'm trying to be staying on the positive way. So I think that's the key for tomorrow because I had so many experience before. So no matter where I am, I believe I can make good result. So I think I'm trying to playing my own game, just stick to my game plan. Yeah.
With that lead now cut to 3 heading into the final round, does that change that mindset at all? Do you feel like now it's not just you against yourself with your closest competitors chasing tomorrow?
No, I don't want to change anything because, I can't control whether or other players play or course setting. So I believe only in my mindset, then I can control. Sometimes I can't control my shot either. So just trying to stick to my game plan and then stick to what I did last 3 days, no matter how much stroke lead now. So, yeah.
An impressive showing so far this week. Still a 3-stroke lead heading into the final round. Gee Chun, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
So Gee Chun heads out tomorrow looking for her third major victory and her first since 2016. She will go out with that 3-stroke advantage over the likes of Se-Young Kim, who was a former champion of this event, and Hannah Green. You see Lexi Thompson there, always a name that stands out. She will start just 3 strokes back. So let's hear from Lexi on her day today.
Yeah, overall it was a very steady day. I think there was 2 iffy holes, basically maybe number 9 and number 10, where I had some good saves in there. But overall, very steady, and took advantage of a few birdie putts that I had on the back 9 and made a longer putt, I guess, on 15, whatever it was, for birdie. So overall, it was a very steady day. But yeah, I'm used to playing in the heat, being from Florida, so I just made sure I drank a water a hole.
Were you watching the leaderboard at all? I know at one point, Gee was ahead by as far as 7. She's having some major struggles on the hole she's on now, but is coming back to the field a little bit. Were you watching, or were you just trying to play your ball?
No, I've been trying not to watch leaderboards at all anymore. I've just been trying to focus on my own game, my emotions. Of course, I'll have my caddy will watch it if there's needed to make an eagle or something. Probably not going to be here, an eagle, but other golf courses for that matter in that circumstance. But I'm sure he'll keep an eye on it. If I have to go for a shot, he'll let me know. But I'm just trying to focus on my game, my emotions. That's all I can control, and whatever the outcome it is, it is.
So Lexi Thompson headed out there tomorrow looking for her first major championship since 2014. She feels like she's full of confidence, but it's whether it's a question of Gee Chun and whether she can hold on to this wire-to-wire lead that she's had so far. It was a shaky end for her there, that double on 16 Page. How much do you think that could throw her headed into tomorrow's final round?
Well, I would say the one silver lining of what we've seen from Gee Chun this week is that she's been able to bounce back. If she's had a bogey, she's been able to come back with a birdie. We saw that on the first hole with the bogey that she had, and felt like even though it was a back-to-back bogey, double bogey, she did finish strong in the end on the 18th hole, which was the most difficult hole on the golf course. So I think there's that. But I would say that when I look at today's round, what I noticed most was the mistakes that she made. It wasn't errant shots. It wasn't mis-execution. It was truly mistakes. She was short-siding herself. She short-sided herself on 11, which is a par 5. On 16, the layup was what actually cost her. She laid up into the fescue and then turned it over, ended up with the unplayable lie or lost ball. So I think it's more mistakes that need to be cleaned up tomorrow, not so much the mental bounce back.
Well, and what she was doing with those mistakes is not only was she making them, it seemed like she was really overanalyzing herself as well, really taking a lot of deliberate time looking at her yardage book with her caddy Dean, who also had a yardage book, a lot of cross-referencing that seemed to take a lot of time, or maybe it was just a little bit of a paralysis by analysis. And then her scrambling stats were really poor. I mean, the fact that, she had hit so many greens when it was very difficult, when it was wet, when it was extremely long, with 9 woods, with 7 woods, and then now she was hitting irons. It was really surprising that she was missing more greens, and that fact that when she missed them, she was not converting. She was 0 for 5 in scrambling.
Wow. When we look at the chasers, I mean, it's very much, I guess you could say Gee Chun's to lose because she's played so well all week, apart from that little slip up on the back nine. You look at the likes of Lexi Thompson, Hedgenshaw, who's a rookie, who is interesting, but Se-Young Kim as well. She's a proven champion here. By the way, is very good friends with Gee Chun. They live next door to each other. Gee Chun often whips them up a little dinner and cooks them mac and cheese and tuna, which I think is quite sweet. So they are very good friends, and that could be a nice dynamic tomorrow. But who is your chaser headed into tomorrow?
If I were to pick anybody out of that group chasing, it would be Se-Young Kim. Not only is she a proven champion, she has the explosive power to go low, which a 3-stroke deficit, not terribly impossible to overcome, but if you want to put pressure on early, you're going to need to make some birdies off the top. And Se-Young Kim, if you talk about a player that can shoot record low numbers, it's Se-Young Kim, who holds the 72-hole scoring record on the LPGA Tour, has shot some incredible rounds, has dramatically ended golf tournaments, as she did in her first LPGA win, as she did in the CME Tour Championship for the largest prize ever. So that's who I'm keeping an eye on for tomorrow.
And definitely my chaser is going to be Lexi Thompson. She hasn't won since 2019. She hasn't won a major since 2014, so I say she's due. But also the way she's playing, I mean, obviously a very strong ball striker. She's leading the tour in greens and regulation this week. She's second in the field in greens and regulation. But what I'm so focused on is her putting and her scrambling stats have improved tremendously over the last year, really the last 4 years. She has worked so hard on those stats, or on that part of her game, and it's being shown in her performance. It's being shown in her stats. Right now, she is second in the field in scrambling, and that's kind of one of those things that we never would have thought with Lexi Thompson. She was always that powerful hitter, but the fact that she is now gaining feel around the greens, putting much better than we've seen, makes her a very dangerous chaser.
Okay, well, we are ready, and the stage is set for a big final day here at the KPMG Women's PGA Championship. We have got a major champion to crown. So it starts all at noon. We will be here getting you set on Golf Central pre-game. Travelers takes over at 1 p.m. KPMG Women's PGA Championship at 1 over on NBC. The US Senior Open over on Peacock at 2. That then continues on Golf Channel at 3. And then we will wrap up everything for you here on Golf Central at 7 p.m. So a lot of golf coming your way on a Sunday, as always, here on Golf Channel and NBC. Have a wonderful evening. We will see you then.